Imagine a massive flying fortress, a colossal aircraft so enormous it could carry dozens of fighter planes beneath its wings, launching and recovering them mid-air like a floating aircraft carrier. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction or a lost chapter from a secret Cold War playbook. But for a brief, electrifying moment in history, engineers and visionaries actually tried to make this dream a reality. Welcome to Forbidden's Engineering, where today we dive deep into the rise and fall of flying aircraft carriers, a story of ambition, innovation, and the limits of human imagination. Before we take off, if you love uncovering the hidden stories behind incredible machines and unrealized engineering marvels, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next. The idea of a flying aircraft carrier is as bold as it is bizarre. Picture a giant airborne base, cruising high above the battlefield, launching fighter jets to strike enemy targets or defend the skies, all without ever touching the ground. The concept first took shape in the early 20th century, when aviation was still in its infancy and the world was grappling with how to extend the reach of air power. Naval aircraft carriers had already revolutionized warfare at sea, but what if you could take that concept to the skies? What if the carrier itself could fly? The earliest serious attempts to build flying aircraft carriers came in the 1920s and 30s, when the U.S. Navy and Army Air Corps began experimenting with airships, massive, lighter-than-air dirigibles that could stay aloft for days or weeks. These airships were envisioned as airborne aircraft carriers, capable of carrying small fighter planes that could be launched and recovered mid-flight. The most famous of these was the USS Akron, a rigid airship commissioned in 1931. It was a marvel of its time, stretching over 785 feet long, and it carried up to 5 small biplanes in a hangar bay built into its hull. The idea was simple but revolutionary. The airship would patrol vast ocean areas, scouting for enemy ships or submarines, and launch its fighters to intercept threats or conduct reconnaissance. The planes would hook onto a trapeze mechanism to be recovered mid-air, a daring and dangerous maneuver that required incredible skill from pilots. The Akron and its sister ship, the USS Macon, represented the peak of this technology, but their story was tragically short-lived. In 1933, the Akron crashed off the coast of New Jersey during a storm, killing 73 people, including some of the Navy's top aviators. The Macon met a similar fate in 1935, lost off the California coast after structural failure. These disasters, combined with the rapid advancement of heavier-than-air aircraft and the development of traditional aircraft carriers, spelled the end for the airship flying carrier concept. But the dream didn't die completely. Fast forward to the Cold War era, when the stakes were higher and the technology more advanced. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a tense arms race, pushing the boundaries of aerospace engineering. It was during this time that the idea of flying aircraft carriers took on a new life, this time as massive, fixed-wing aircraft, designed to carry dozens of fighter jets and support aircraft. One of the most ambitious projects was the U.S. Navy's Convair X, FY Pogo, and Lockheed XFV Salmon Experimental Vertical Takeoff and Landing, or VTOL, fighters designed to operate from small platforms or even large ships. While not flying carriers themselves, these aircraft were part of a broader vision to extend air power in unconventional ways. The real flying aircraft carrier concept, however, was embodied in projects like the Lockheed CL-1201, a gigantic conceptual aircraft with an 1,100-foot wingspan designed to carry dozens of fighters and hundreds of troops. The CL-1201 was never built, but it represented the pinnacle of Cold War aerospace ambition. It was envisioned as a nuclear-powered flying fortress, capable of staying aloft for weeks, launching fighter jets, and delivering troops anywhere in the world within hours. The scale was staggering, nearly 6,000 tons, with enough space to carry an entire battalion of soldiers and their equipment. It was a flying city, a mobile base in the sky. So why don't we see these incredible machines in our skies today? Ultimately, the engineering challenges were just too great. The immense weight, the complexities of nuclear propulsion, and the sheer cost made these projects impractical. Plus, the development of long-range missiles and more efficient conventional aircraft made the need for a flying carrier less critical. The dream of the airborne aircraft carrier remains just that, a dream. But it stands as a powerful testament to human ingenuity and our endless desire to conquer the skies. So, why did this absolutely radical idea never actually get off the ground? Well, the answer is a tough mix of engineering, economics, and military strategy. First off, building an aircraft of that sheer size was a monster of a technical challenge. Imagine the stresses on the airframe alone. Then there's the incredible complexity of launching and recovering smaller fighter planes in turbulent air, thousands of feet up. And let's not even get started on the staggering cost, not just to build one, but to operate and maintain it. The idea of nuclear propulsion sounds cool, right? Unlimited flight time. But it brought a whole host of safety nightmares and political headaches. Who wants a nuclear reactor flying over their city? At the same time, other technologies were rapidly advancing. Satellite technology, long-range missiles, and the perfection of aerial refueling made the whole concept of a flying aircraft carrier seem less critical. Why build a massive, vulnerable, and expensive airborne base when you could use a network of satellites for reconnaissance, launch precision strikes from afar, and extend the range of your existing planes with tankers? So, the flying aircraft carrier became a symbol of a bygone era, a fascinating what-if in the history of aviation. But the story doesn't end there. The legacy of these ambitious projects lives on. The daring experiments with airships like the Akron and Macon taught us invaluable lessons about aerodynamics, materials science, and those tricky mid-air docking maneuvers. The designs from the Cold War pushed the boundaries of what engineers thought was possible, inspiring future generations of innovators and dreamers. And guess what? The idea is making a quiet comeback, but in a totally new form. We're now seeing concepts for drone motherships, where a large aircraft can launch and recover a swarm of smaller, unmanned drones. We have airborne refueling tankers that act as flying gas stations, and even wild ideas for stratospheric platforms that could serve as mobile bases for unmanned aircraft, hovering high above the weather. The story of the flying aircraft carrier is really a testament to human creativity and our relentless pursuit of innovation. It's a story of dreams that soared just a little too high, of risks taken right on the edge of what's possible, and of that fine line between visionary engineering and practical reality. Here at Forbidden's Engineering, we absolutely love exploring these incredible stories, the machines that almost were, and the ideas that continue to inspire us. If you've enjoyed this journey into the skies, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for more deep dives into the hidden history of engineering marvels. And now, I really want to hear from you. What do you think about the flying aircraft carrier concept? With today's technology, drones, AI, advanced materials, could it ever make a real comeback? Or is it destined to remain a fascinating footnote in aviation history? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you found this story as captivating as I did, please share it with any friends who love incredible engineering tales. Thanks for watching Forbidden's Engineering. Until next time, keep looking up, because sometimes the sky holds the wildest dreams of all.